Some things you see online just it just makes you shake your head. Oh man. Should I show you guys? This one kind of made me a little tired. And yikes. We're going to do it. Someone posts and said, never buying another console again. F all these companies, to be honest. PC is the future of gaming. Get a PC if you know what's good for you. This is getting weird. Okay. I got to say, number one, he's recommending a PC, okay? Should he have recommended a PC? You know, maybe he's frustrated. Maybe he's mad at consoles, right? I've recommended a PC in many cases. I've also recommended a Series S. I've taken my time to ensure that I actually break down the budget constraints as such. If you buy a Series S, you knock out a huge chunk of money that can basically stretch you out through the end of the generation. If you have the money to spend, then I recommend maybe go for the Series X if you play on console. However, if the console proposition and what is unique about it is not doing it for you and you want to enjoy more and you ever think about, say, man, I wish, go PC straight up. Don't even continue that thought process anymore. Why? Because everything that the console has made you wish that you could do, you can more than likely accomplish on a gaming PC. This is just the reality. This is the fact, right? Because a PC is a versatile platform, can be modified, can be molded to do a whole lot of things. Now, as this person said this, somebody called him a clown. Now, I don't know who these people are. I'm literally scrolling on my timeline. So I had to bookmark it. And somebody said, you're such a clown. I don't know. Maybe they have some, maybe they have some history or whatever it is, And I said, whoa, a clown? Like, whoa. What, I'm thinking to myself, where is his, I'm thinking to myself, what's going on here? Only for this guy that calls somebody a clown to say, I used to game on PC, then I got tired of annoying PC updates, virus protection, drivers, and having to upgrade every 2 years just to maintain smooth gameplay and other BS. But yes, get a PC. You know when an argument is so tired you can't even read it anymore? This is so strange. Virus updates? What did you buy? A freaking bloated HP laptop? Like, you know what I mean? Virus updates. Oh my gosh. Virus updates. One year, I walked into school, right? I don't know if you guys, oh man, I don't know how many of you have taught in education so much where they discover that, you can do some weird stuff, right? They just look and say, oh yeah, this guy can actually pull it off. I walk in and one of my principals says, oh yeah, by the way, have you gotten your new schedule? I said, new schedule? They said, yeah. I said, what new schedule? They said, well, you're going to be doing computer apps. I said, what do you mean? I said, well, I was doing like the computer hardware. They said, no. There's a computer apps class that we've assigned to you. I said, what? And my assistant principal came and tapped my shoulder and said, come on, you can do it. Stop faking. I was like, whatever. Right? And we bought all these laptops for the kids, that year. And there were antiviruses on those laptops. And when I saw it, I facepalmed so hard. I said, here we go again with these antiviruses. So you know what? I built him a computer. We built a fascinating rig. I said, guys, here's an experience that will make you go ahead and understand that these companies that sell you their, brand name box devices, they just want to fill it up with bloatware that will collect your data. And so I built him a 4090 7900X, the one of the first AM5, big runs, 1632 or 1224 CPUs or whatever it is. And we used it to run like Blender and all kinds of stuff. The kids had a blast that school year. Oh my gosh. It was a fun time to just show them that. Now, I got a bunch of 14-year-olds walking around with this knowledge, yet we got adults here that are going to sit here and try to make this thing sound like it's do you see why I'm beaming with frustration at this madness? Now, somebody would say antivirus. In the PC gaming world today, the reason we build gaming PCs is that you remove the bloat so that your PC can be fashioned and geared towards gaming, not that you got something from someone with a brand tag on it, and then they load up all this junk on top of it and give it to you. This is why I said I'm tired, man. I'm freaking tired. Like, it's weird. Oh, God, Lord Almighty, help me. It's just so weird that people would go out and say stuff like this. This person said and replied to. In fact, there were 2 replies. I won't even show you the other reply. I can't. I hope you don't see this. You know what? Yeah, you can't see it. This person said, brother, come on. You know that ain't true. I've been on PC 8 to 9 years, and I haven't had to do any of these things you said. He ain't lying, because if you build your PC yourself and install Windows, even though that has bloat, you can just de-bloat your Windows if you want, or simply just get a Linux PC. For people to act like this thing doesn't exist, I don't care if you're a fanboy or not, but it's either you don't know or you didn't care to know, and you threw out the accusation of clown at another individual, and you're factually wrong. You know what I mean? You're just factually wrong about it. This is what we're dealing with. It's crazy. That's why I said we got a bunch of, middle school kids, right? Now high school, but some still in middle school that already know this stuff. Because there are a bunch of kids, many of you don't even know, there are a bunch of young people that their parents are PC gamers, right? And they've already built them rigs. And they know this stuff. They're like, why would you need an antivirus on your PC? Like, dude, man, that's so lame. You can overhear the conversations and be like, oh, thank God. Society is not cooked. There's hope for the future. I mean, like, really? I just look at these conversations and say, man, this is bubble talk. Some people need to step out of their bubble, or at least come to the table with some humility to say, maybe we don't know everything. I will never claim that I know anything. I will tell you I'm the first idiot out here. There's stuff that I do not know. However, if I don't know something, I can simply ask. Do you get virus, updates all the time? Do you have to deal with driver updates? Because I guarantee you, these consoles, when they tell you that they're updating the consoles, I wonder what you think they're doing underneath the hood. I wonder what you think that update is. Can any console player tell me what those updates are? When I turn my PlayStation 5 turn it on after 6 months and connect it to the internet, and I see you have an update. What is that update? I haven't put any game in. I just turned the darn thing on, and it's like, oh, you need an update. What is the update that I need? Or my controller needs an update. What update does my controller need? Like, it's just a device that connects to the thing, but I need to update the freaking thing. What do you think that update is? See, this isn't going to stop. As much as I can tell you that I kind of benefit, I'm kind of frustrated with it. There's a benefit to it. There's a twofold benefit. Number one, I get to make videos for my channel. That's a benefit. I enjoy that. Number two, we get to help individuals who are interested. That's also a benefit for me. I enjoy that. This is why I'm an educator. That's why. I'm not in it for the dough. Oh my gosh, I'm paying this big money in education. I'm not. That's not what I'm doing it for. I'm doing it because I enjoy and I love it. You feel me? So again, maybe, I think this is why we have a challenge in today's day and age. And this is why I appreciate the fact that Daniel Owen came into the GPU space, because I wanted to do that, and I was like, it's just so much work. Daniel seems like he's a younger gentleman, right? His situation and such seems like he has the flexibility to have kicked it off. I just did not. So I just said, let me not bother with this for now. Plus, I love enjoying, playing games and interacting on the gameplay level with a lot of folk in, some regard. But man, there's an education that's necessary, because a lot of these people are not going to stop spreading false information. I just feel like they're not going to stop. So what you do whenever false information continues to, in many cases rear its head, is you continue to just spread legitimate scientific information that can be backed up, sternly backed up, regardless. Thanks for watching the video. I'm out. Peace.